All right, welcome back. Devin Donnelly will lead things off here in the top of the first and not the bottom of the eighth. Quick guy didn't quite have enough time to turn that one around with a full pregame show there, but Donnelly will send that one up high into left field, and it'll go foul for a strike. We'll get you to the starting lineups here in just a moment. Max Kobervig, check that. Devin Donnelly, the batter right now. Max Kobervig is on deck. And that one's going to be hit up into left field. The catch will be made there for the out. So one away, and that brings up Max Kobervig, the pitcher.
The pitcher, number 4, Max Kobervig.
That one will find its way out into left center. It's good for a single for Kobervig.
Second baseman, number 2, Andrew Volk.
All right, so Andrew Volk, the batter, and he'll send that one into shallow left, just past the infield, and that's good for a single to advance Kobervig up to second. So back-to-back singles here for the Haymakers in the top half of the first. We had to make a quick switch in our stats here, as I didn't realize that Casselton was playing in the top half of the inning. I had it as they did the last game here, so we'll have to. That was the reason for the delay on the play-by-play there, and we apologize for that. Step on third for the force out. Now the fire over to first for the double play to end the inning. I don't know. Was it not a force out? Yes, it was a force out, and that will be a double play to end the inning. So now we'll go to the bottom of the first, and we'll be back after this here on the ND Sports Channel.
Download Game Time today.
All right, bottom of the first, we got the scoreboard updated there to reflect the teams playing in the respective halves of their inning. And it's Jacob Green leading things off here for the Devils Lake Storm. We'll see Hunter Swanson and Parker Villandre as well this inning. Around the bases for the Casselton Haymakers. At first, Jacob Cresson. Second is Andrew Volk. Brady Sinner, the shortstop. Josh Gunderson at third. Brady Robinson behind the plate catching. Max Cobbervig, your starting pitcher here for the Haymakers. That one's popped up right back to Cobbervig for the first down of the inning. Jacob Green will pop out and now bring up Hunter Swanson.
Shortstop number 1, Hunter Swanson.
In the outfield for the Haymakers, Alex Roden left, Aiden Olsen-Tingelstad in right, and Devin Donnelly in center field. Once again, bottom of the first, no score. The batter is Hunter Swanson. Swanson was 1 for 3 in the last game. Pitch comes outside for a ball, 1-0. Swing and a miss for a strike. 1-1 the count now. Once again, I want to thank everybody who watched game 1 and thank you for tuning in here for game number 2. Let's go. 1-1 is on the way here from Cobbervig. And the pitch right down the middle popped up, and Cobbervig might be able to get, no, he will let it go and let the first baseman Cressman come across and make the grab for the second out. Cooled down a little bit, sunny sky, maybe a little bit of clouds, 75 degrees on our way to a low of 57 with a north-northwest wind at 9 under, like I said, a sunny sky. We should see 71 at 9 o'clock. We might dip into the upper 60s by the time this game wraps up. That's a might. It all depends on if this one is over in 5 or if this one goes into extra innings like the last one did. So we should be out of here before 10 o'clock, but it'll be right close to that 9:30 mark, I would presume, that this game here will probably wrap up. That which comes across for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. To the batter, Parker Villandre, with 2 out. That one will be popped up center field. The catch is made, and that won't. Oh, it did drop. Okay.
The pitcher, number 7, Mike Whitmore.
So Michael Widmer is up to bat now. He was 0 for 2 in the last game. A fly out to left and a ground out on a 4-3 on his 2 trips to the plate in the last game. Run on first is Parker Villandre. We got all of our stats updated now, so we should be good to go. 0-1. And that one's going to be popped up right into his left. Coming back to his right is Volk. So he had to switch direction there, and he was able to make the grab to end the inning. Nice play there by the second baseman, Volk, and that will send us now to the top of the second. We are scoreless. Brady Sinner, Brady Robinson, Aiden Olsen-Tingelstad, batters 4, 5, and 6, so the due-up batters for Casselton. When we return right after this here on the ND Sports Channel.
National studies show that students who participate in activities like music, sports, and drama not only have better grades and attendance, but they develop the character to handle adversity, the grace to accept defeat, and the self-confidence to start over. Take part. Get set for life.
All right, welcome back. Top of the second inning. I want to say hi to Chris one more time. He mentioned something to me in a message that he sent that I kind of forgot about, to be honest with you. You can on our YouTube channel, you can, if you missed a play or something, you can rewind back, and at any time you just hit the live button. It'll come right back to live action, so you can watch the game on a delay if you want to see the last run that was scored or whatever the case may be. And to tangent off that, or not really tangent off, but along those same lines of that story, he also admitted that he thinks it might have been an out at home, and maybe we should be in the 9th inning of Game 1 right now. But that's not how it worked out. We respect the umpire's decision, and the Storm come away with a 4-3 win. So we have a Casselton Haymaker fan that thinks that was an out, and now we have a Devils Lake Storm fan that thinks that's an out as well. Although he did, to be fair, he did say that it's possible the catcher missed him. But, yeah, from the vantage point I had up here, it looked like an out for me, but the umpire is right there. He's a good 150 feet closer to the action than I am. So, and a quick throw to first, and that will be safe. That'll be good for an infield single for Brady Sinner. Or Robinson, excuse me. Too many Bradys back-to-back on the lineup here.
Right fielder, number 8, Aiden Olson Tinglestead.
So that brings up Aiden Olson Tinglestad. He was 1 for 2. Actually, 0 for 2, actually. He reached on a fielder's choice and flied out to right center. Now Robinson will take off for second on the pass ball. Turn up our crowd mic there. Get a little background ambiance noise in there for you. So Robinson on a pitch that escaped the glove of Aiden Mosier will advance to second, and now we're going to have a chat between Mosier and Widmer. So that'll give us a chance to go around the bases here for the Storm. At first, you have Parker Swanson, Nate Gradsgaard at second, Hunter Swanson at shortstop, Parker Valandre at third, Aiden Mosier behind the plate, catching the pitches of the starter Michael Widmer on the mound. And that one's going out into center field, and it will shallow center, backing up as Gradsgaard, and he will make the grab for the out. Wind keeping it almost on the infield.
First baseman, number 1, Jacob Crescent.
But Grassgard will back up a step or so behind where the dirt meets the outfield grass and make the grab. And that brings up Jacob Crescent. Brady Robinson is the runner on second. Here's the pitch. Caught a piece of it, fouled it back for a strike. Two balls and 1 strike to Jacob Crescent. With 1 away here in the top half of the second, and no score. And that one comes across as a strike to even things up at 2-2. Or check that. Oh, the scoreboard says 0-2. We'll figure it out eventually. That one will drop for a single for Crescent. Robinson will hold up at second.
Number 11, Josh Gunderson.
Gunderson 0 for 2. Flied out to left, and then a ground out on a 4-3 on his 2 plate appearances in Game 1. First at plate appearance in this game here. That pitch will catch the inside corner. Excellent pitch by Widmer there, as that one sped down the inside edge of the plate and grazed the edge of it as it went by Gunderson. right underneath his chin. And into the glove of Mosier for a strike. And that one is a ball. So 0-2. I guess it was a strike. It looked like a ball to me, but we'll go with the strike. 0-2. Once again, 1 out, 2 runners on, first and second. Crescent on first, Robinson on second. That one's get lifted high and drifting foul and out of play. Youngster in a gray t-shirt and blue shorts, maybe black shorts. Got a souvenir that I don't know if they do the concession stand treats here or not. I know they do at John Randall Field in Wahpeton. Bring a foul ball back and get a free treat from the concession stand. Not here, though, and that one will be lifted. Oh, I thought it was going to go over the head of Gradsgaard, but he was able to run back and make the catch. Runners will successfully retreat to their original bases, and Gunderson will pop out for out number 2. So that brings up Alex Roden. So once again, if one of these teams score and you see the score go for the other team, that's because I'm used to doing home and away on certain buttons here on the control console, and it might be just habit. So, but if that does happen, we'll get it corrected. I will assure you of that. So just a heads up on that. That one will catch a piece of the bat for a fouled away tipped. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike as a result. Alex Roden, excuse me, is 0 for 2. Grounded out on a 5-3 and then line drive out to end the game in the 8th. And now a flip toss to second for the out, and that one in the inning. So Robinson will get stranded, Crescent thrown out at second, and that ends the inning. We remain scoreless going to the bottom of the second. Whenever we return after this here on the Indy Sports Channel.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life.
All right, welcome back. Bottom of the second. Nate Grads. I said it right the whole first game, and I stumbled with it in the 8th inning, and now I'm stumbling with it here in the 2nd inning. Gradsgaard. There we go. Pitch up high for a ball. Aaron Johnson is on deck. And that one will be grounded and struggling to pick it up, but picking it up is Andrew Volk. Did he get it to first on time? No, he did not. And that'll be a single for Gradsgaard.
Right fielder number 11, Aaron Johnson.
Aaron Johnson, the batter now. Showing bunt, bunts that foul towards the Devil's Lake dugout for strike one. Time of the last game, 2 hours and 24 minutes. Because the umpire showed up late for game one, we were actually on the air for 3 hours, just a few seconds shy of 3 hours and 7 minutes. Ouch, that one looked like it came off the wrist there of Aaron Johnson. It may have come off the portion of the bat just above his wrist. Either way, it's fouled away for his strike. 0-2 as a result. It's cooled down nicely here. I mean, it wasn't bad in the start of the first game, but this breeze in the lower 70s feels really nice right now. And the 0-2 delivery. That one will escape outside for a ball, 1-2. On deck once again for the Storm is Parker Swanson. Nobody out. We might see Aiden Mosier if no double plays happen between now and then. I'm 1 for 2 on predicting double plays when I say that exact phrase today. One, two. Apparently that was a little high for a ball. 2-2. Once again, the runner on first is Nate Gradsgaard. And the batter is Aaron Johnson, facing a 2-2 count from Max Kobervig on the mound for the Haymakers. Runner takes off, and that'll be fouled away, and the runner will have to retreat 82.5 feet. Back to first on the fouled away pitch, and it'll remain 2-2 as a result. "20 minutes into this one. First pitch came at 7:59. Kobervig glances over at first a couple of times, winds up, delivers the 2-2. Inside a little high, ball 3, full count. Kobervig pitched 1 inning in the game number 1. I believe he faced 3 batters. Now pickoff attempt over to first, and Gradsgaard will remain in check at the first base bag. Kobervig with 14 pitches, 10 strikes, 4 balls so far in this contest. And the payoff. Swung on, grounded towards third. It'll slip by Gunderson into left field. That'll be good for at least a single, and they'll put runners on the corners. So runners on the corners now after the ground shot down the third base line into left field that just barely snuck by the third baseman, Josh Gunderson. So that brings up Parker Swanson now with runners on the corners and nobody out. No balls, no strikes. The scoreboard on your screen there shows different. And that pitch will come across for a strike, 0-1. Swanson will get the signals from his third base coach and step back into the batter's box here. Once again, runners on. Aaron Johnson on first. Nate Gradsgaard on third. Glance over at first a couple times and an 0-1 delivery, and just over the head of Brady Sinner into left center field. And the throw into second will not be in time, and the run will score. And let's try and hit the right button here. That one. Awesome, we got it. 1-0 Devil's Lake.
Second baseman, number 16, Aiden Mosier.
So that's an RBI single for Parker Swanson, pushing Aaron Johnson up to second, scoring Nate Gradsgaard. And that brings up Aiden Mosier. And Mosier's 2 for 2 until now. Or he was 2 for 2 in the last game, and he's now 0 for 1 in this game here.
Left fielder number 14, Justin Blake.
He had 2 hits to left field in game number 1, and now he pops out to Combervig, the pitcher, here in game number 2, and now bring up the next batter here, put 1 out on the board, and that's Justin Blake. And Blake will send that one through the gap between first and second into shallow right. Coming around third is Aaron Johnson, and he will score to make it 2-0 in favor of the Devils Lake Storm. That'll be another RBI single for Justin Blake, pushing Parker Swanson. Or it'll be an RBI double, excuse me, pushing Parker Swanson over to third.
Center fielder number 0, Jacob Green.
So Parker Swanson, the runner on third. Justin Blake, the runner on second. The batter now is Jacob Green. 0 for 1 in this game with a fly out back to Combervig. He had success against Brady Robinson in the pitcher versus pitcher battles in game number 1. Right now, Max Combervig is winning that pitcher versus pitcher battle against Jacob Green, if Jacob Green would have been the pitcher here in game number 2. Kind of phase that one out here for a split second. 1 ball, no strike. That one's hit up high. Left center field. Both the left fielder and the center fielder running towards it. And that's deep enough into left center. Alex Roden will throw it in to Brady Sinner at short. And the sac fly will score Parker Swanson from third. And push, let's see here, making it 3-0.
Shortstop number 1, Hunter Swanson.
And Justin Blake will remain on second. Swanson 0 for 1 with a fly out to, it was down the first base line. I believe it was Combervig who made the catch on his last at bat. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Runner on second is Justin Blake, and a 3-0 lead for the Storm. Pitch will float outside for ball number 2, excuse me. And the pitch inside, did it hit him? No, it did not. Ball 3 as a result. Glance at second and a 3-0 delivery in for a strike. Nice pitch there by Combervig. Parker Verlandre is on deck here for the Storm if Swanson can get on base without getting an out. And he'll pop that one into the dirt, foul for a strike. Full count now, 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3 circles and 2 X's, if you want to look at it that way. I know some scorebooks make you put a circle in for a ball, but not mine. I don't like those scorebooks. That's why I don't use them. 3-2. Payoff is grounded down the first baseline towards Jacob Creason, and picking it up is Andrew Volk in an underhand toss to Combervig, as Combervig will run up to first to cover the bag. So that goes into the books as a ground out on a 4-1 on the throwout. So they'll send us to the top of the third. Devin Donnelly, Max Combervig, Andrew Volk are the scheduled batters. We'll see if there might be a mix-up in the lineup. So we'll see if those batters step up here in the top of the third when we return after this on the Andy Sports Channel.
2, 3,
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life.
All right, welcome back, and it is indeed Devin Donnelly leading things off here for the Casselton Haymakers once he walks his way up to the plate. In the early part of the first game, we had a few plays where players from both teams would have trouble catching fouled away or popped up foul balls down the first base line, and even some inside the first base line due to the sun. That will not be an excuse for any drop balls in that general area in this game, as the sun is shining directly into the press box. And if I look to my right, I will not be able to call the rest of this game because I will be blind.
Center fielder number 7, Devin Donnelly.
So Devin Donnelly will step up to the plate. Now we'll also see Max Kobervig and Andrew Volk this inning. Michael Widmer, 15 pitches, 12 of them have been strikes. That's a 3-0 lead for the Storm here in the top of the third. That pitch will escape into the dirt for ball 1. Donnelly 0 for 1 with a fly out to left field on his most recent trip to the plate here in game number 2. Once again, game 2 is a 5-inning game. And this one does not count towards the standings. That one drifting, and it'll be out of play. I mean, it will count as a win-loss in the standings, but, like, it won't. The first game is the one that counted, so. 30 minutes now into the ball game in game number 2. Once again, that first game went 2 hours and 24 minutes. Swing and a miss there by Donnelly for a strike, and it's 1-2 as a result. Ball fouled away, pitch and a strike in that order from Widmer to Donnelly. Swing and a miss on a pitch that was inside. That's strike 3 and a strikeout. That will bring up Max Kobervig. Now we have a pitcher versus pitcher battle.
The pitcher number 4, Max Kobervig.
Kobervig 1 for 1 with a single out into left center on his last trip to the plate. We'll see if he can duplicate that performance this time around. Here's the windup in the delivery, and that'll be a chopper. 2-hopper over to Hunter Swanson. He'll fire it over to Swanson. That's Swanson to Swanson on the 6-3. Hunter to Parker for the ground out, and that's 2 away.
Second baseman number 2, Andrew Volk.
Volk is also 1 for 1 with a single to about the same area, left center field. That pitch, it came in. That was a nice pitch as it dropped right at the last moment, giving Volk no chance to make a connection on it. And it still grazed the inside edge of the plate for a strike, 0-1. That pitch will try to do the same thing to the opposite side, but it dropped a little bit too low, and now it's 1-1 as a result. And the 1-1 is sent out into center field, and now will be a 1-hopper into the glove of Jacob Green. Good for a single for Andrew Volk, bringing up Brady Sinner. So he is 2.
Shortstop number 13, Brady Sinner.
Andrew Volk is now 2 for 2 in this game with 2 hits to just about the same spot on the field. The first one was a little bit to the left of the second one. Volk on first, and the pitch to Sinner comes inside and high for a ball. 1-0 the count. Widmer glances over at first, winds up, delivers the 1-0 outside for 2 balls and no strikes. Once again, mostly sunny sky. We dropped down to 72. The wind's calmed down a little bit, north-northwest at 7 right now. Here's the 2-0. That one's lifted up into center field high and going deep. Running back is Jacob Green all the way to the warning track, and it is a ground rule double. I believe it hopped over the fence. I kind of lost it back there. No, he caught it. He caught it right in front of the fence for the third out of the inning. And that was a nice play there by the center fielder, Jacob Green, to end the inning. 33 minutes into the ball game now, and it's a 3-0 lead for the Storm. And the Storm's up to bat. Parker Valandre, Michael Widmer, and Nate Gradsgaard are due up. Batters 3, 4, and 5 for the Storm. Right after this, top of the fourth is next on the ND Sports Channel.
Download Game Time today.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level of my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
All right, it's Parker Valandre leading things off here in the bottom of the third. Storm lead 3-0. They got all three of those runs in the bottom half of the second inning on 4 hits and 1 Casselton error. And this one is going to be popped up. Shallow center field. Coming in for it is Devin Donnelly to make the catch. One away, and that brings up the next batter, Michael Widmer. Pitcher versus pitcher battle coming up here.
The pitcher, number 7, Mike Widmer.
0 for 1 with a fly out to the second baseman, Andrew Volk, his last time at the plate. And Cobbervig will wind up and deliver the 1-0. Looked like he was going to try and place a bunt down the first base line, but pulled it back as the pitch came outside, and that should be 2 balls and no strikes. And that one is hit right into center field. It'll drop for a single, and scooping it up is Donnelly. He'll fire it in there to Brady Sinner, and that will hold Widmer at first. That'll bring up Nate Gradsgaard.
The catcher, number 9, Nate Gradsgaard.
Oh for 1, reached base on an error his last time at the plate. Runner on is Widmer on first. Cobbervig will take a glance at him and now deliver the pitch. Low and for ball, 1-0. Don't forget, coming up tomorrow, we'll be right back here where we're at right now. It'll be the Haymakers hosting the Grand Forks Blues in a 7-inning game, followed by a 5-inning game. We'll have both of those games for you here on the ND Sports Channel on the Magnitude Sports Media Network. Certainly appreciate you tuning in. Pickoff throw over to first, so keep Michael Widmer in check on the first base bag. 1 ball, no strikes to Gradsgaard. And the delivery of the 1-0. Taking off, that one's going to be sent out to right field, right into the glove of Olsen Tingelstad. Coming back to first, and the throw to Crescent just not quite in time as Widmer will slide in head first back to first base. That is out number 2, and that'll bring up Aaron Johnson.
Right fielder, number 11, Aaron Johnson.
37 minutes into the game now. 33 pitches for Combervig. 22 of them have been strikes. Once again, a strike is anything that's not a ball. A hit, fouled away pitch, a swing and a miss. They all go into the books as strikes. And that one off the lower part of the barrel. The bat fouled down the third base line and out of play. Johnson won for one with a single that snuck by Gunderson down the third base line a couple of innings ago. And now we'll have a courtesy runner for Widmer at first, and that is going to be Caden Brandvold.
Number 2, Caden Brandvold, courtesy running for the Storm at first base.
Once again, the batter's Aaron Johnson. Brandvold taking over the running responsibilities on first. Johnson 1 for 1 with a single that snuck by Gunderson down the third base line his last time at the plate. No balls and a strike on the fouled away pitch by Johnson, and the 0-1 delivery. Down the middle, should be a strike. I guess it was a little high. 1-1. Had that been a little lower, there's no question that would have been a strike. Short lead off for Brandvold at first. And that one, once again, appeared to be a little bit high. Two balls and a strike. Combervig will step off to force Brandvold to go back to first and touch up on the bag. A few seconds shy of the 40-minute mark of the ball game here. Bottom of the third. Once again, it's a 5-inning game, unless we go to extras like we did last time. That one's going to be hit up high and into shallow left center. Coming in and making the diving attempt and not making the catch is Brady Sinner. That will actually go into the books as a base hit. You don't charge an error to a diving outfielder. So Johnson's on with a single, and that'll push Brandvold over to third.
Swanson.
Runners on the corners now. 3-0 lead for the Storm. 2 away, and Parker Swanson 1 for 1 with a single just over the head of Brady Sinner into shallow left center his last time at the plate. 40 minutes into the ball game here. We'll see if he can get another RBI. Once again, Aaron Johnson, the runner on first. Caden Brandvold, the runner on third for the Devils Lake Storm. The batter is Parker Swanson. And that pitch comes in low for a ball, 1-0. Combervig getting the pitches down the middle, but they're either too high or too low to catch the strike zone. See if he can make an adjustment to correct that. And the 1-0 will float outside for a ball, 2-0. Once again, runners on the corners. 41 minutes into the ball game. We're at 72 degrees under a mostly sunny sky and a north-northwest wind at about 7 miles per hour here in Casselton. Just on the backside of Casselton High School / Casselton Elementary. The high school on the left and the elementary on the right from the baseball field. Flip-flop that if you're coming in from town. Runner Brandvold will score from third. Now the throw to third. Now the throw back to second, and everybody is safe. So it's 4-0 now as Brandvold scores from third.
Second baseman, number 16, Aiden Mosier.
That puts 2 more runners in scoring position with 2 out here, and it's Aiden Mosier 0 for 1 with a pop out back to Combervig his last time at the plate. If Mosier can get on, we'll see Justin Blake on deck next. Here's the windup in the delivery of the pitch. On the outside edge and just missed the strike zone once again for a ball. And the 1-0 delivery. That one comes in off the glove of Robinson, and now bring in Johnson from third, advancing Swanson up to third, and it's 4-0 now. Or check that, 5-0 now. So I'll go into the books as a wild pitch, and it looks like we're going to have a conversation here on the mound. We'll take a 30-second or maybe longer timeout and be right back.
Download Game Time today.
All right, welcome back. So the conversation has come to a conclusion. Cobbervig will see if he can get out of this inning. There's a runner on third, and it's 5-0 with Aiden Mosier facing a 1-0 count. He's 0 for 1 with a fly out back to Cobbervig as the pitch will float outside for ball 2. There we go. Now he got a strike across the plate on the outside edge, and it's 2-1. That's 43 pitches for Cobbervig now, according to my numbers. 26 strikes and 17 balls, 44 minutes into the ball game here. That one, I guess that's a ball. And he's walking to first, so I guess we'll put one more ball in there.
Number 14, Justin Blake.
Looked like a strike possibly to me, but we'll go with the ball. So. So Justin Blake, the batter, is 1 for 1 with a double out into right center. It snuck through the gap between first and second on his last at-bat. Cobbervig will glance over at first and deliver the pitch down the middle for a strike. You could tell that was a strike all the way the moment it left his hand. That pitch did not move to the left or right or anything. It was just a straight down the middle fastball there for Max Cobbervig. 0-1 as a result. He glances over at first one more time. He's got a runner on third as well. That pitch will come across the plate, but a little bit low for a ball, and even up the counter, a ball and a strike. Runner on third is Parker Swanson. Cobbervig not super concerned about him. He's taking more glances over at Aiden Mosier at first than he is over at third. Just the wind up in the 1-1 delivery. Down the middle for a strike. And that's another good pitch there by Cobbervig. 1-2 the count. 2 pitches away from 50 according to my numbers for Cobbervig. Jacob Green is on deck if Blake can get on base. 5-0 for the Storm. That'll be a chopper that goes foul down the first base line. They'll remain 1-2. Next pitch will be pitch number 50 for Cobbervig. Devils Lake got 3 in the bottom of the second. They've played a 2 in the bottom of the third here so far. They have 7 hits on 1 Casselton error, and they've left only 2 on base up to this point in the game. And the 1-2. High and outside for a ball. 2-2. And on 50 pitches, 29 strikes, 21 balls. Another glance over at first. The windup in the 2-2 delivery is hit up high, lifted high to right field. Going back and running for it, and diving for it. Did he make the grab? He did! What a catch by Devin Donnelly out in center field. And that ends the inning as Blake will pop out. And a fantastic defensive play by Devin Donnelly out in center field. So we'll head to the top of the 4th. Brady Robinson, Aiden Olsen-Tingelstad, and Jacob Crescent are the scheduled batters pending changes. When we come back after this, it's 5-0 in favor of the Devils Lake Storm here on the ND Sports Channel on the Magnitude Sports Media Network. The North Dakota Softball All-Stars podcast with Tim Howe keeps you up to date year-round on the sport of softball in the state of North Dakota. Coach and player interviews, who's going to which college to play softball, and that just barely scratches the surface of this excellent softball podcast. It's every week during the softball season and every month during the off-season. Catch every episode on the ND Sports Channel here on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life.
All right, welcome back. Top of the fourth. It's been all Devil's Lake Storm here in game number 2.
Brady Robinson.
They have jumped out to a quick 5-0 lead with 3 runs in the bottom of the second, 2 runs in the bottom of the third. And now Casselton is down to 6 outs to try and win or at least tie this one up, I guess. Now want to be fouled straight up and back, hitting the front edge of the overhang here over the crowd. Robinson 1 for 1 on a single his last time at the plate. And the 0-1 delivery. Inside edge for a strike. Nice pitch there by Widmer. 49 minutes into the ball game now. First game was a lot longer. 2 hours and 24 minutes according to my clock. That was a drop third strike and a tag out on Robinson.
Right fielder, number 8, Aiden Olson Tinglestad.
So 1 away now here in the top of the fourth, and Aiden Olson Tinglestad 0 for 1 with a fly out to the second baseman, Gradsgaard, on his last time at the plate. As we hit the 50-minute mark of this ball game, 72 degrees and a mostly sunny sky with a north-northwest wind at 7. The pitch comes in and misses for a ball. Michael Widmer on the mound once again around the bases here for the Devil's Lake Storm. Parker Swanson at first, Nate Gradsgaard at second, Hunter Swanson the shortstop, Parker Villandre at third, and Mosier behind the plate catching, and Michael Widmer pitching. That pitch will miss outside for a ball. In the outfield, Justin Blake in left, Jacob Green in straightaway center, and Aaron Johnson in right. 2 balls, no strikes to Aiden Olson Tinglestad, and here's a 2-0 delivery. Inside, did it catch the edge? It looked like it may have, but it just missed. 3-0. That one will come across and catch the outside corner. 3-1. And the 3-1 delivery is going to be hit up high into left field. Drifting back, and it'll go over his head and roll all the way to the wall as it bounced right on the edge of the outfield in the warning track. And that'll be good for a double for Aiden Olson Tinglestad and bringing up Jacob Cresson. If you remember, back in game 1, Casselton got the scoring started with a double to deep left center, followed up by a single on back-to-back batters, and now they hit a deep double once again. And we'll see if they can duplicate the pattern from last time and maybe get back into this one, cut the deficit down a little bit. It's a bigger hill to climb this time than it was back in game 1. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Cresson wanted to pull that swing back and not complete it, but he went way too far over the plate to do that. This time, 0-1. He's 1 for 1 with a single in this game. And he will line drive that into the glove of Villandre at third, and a quick shot back up to second, but Olson Tinglestad is safe.
Third baseman, number 11, Josh Gunderson.
So Gunderson is 0 for 1 with a fly out to Gradsgaard at second, his one time at the plate in this game. Inside for a ball, 1-0. And the 1-0 delivery is going to be a little bit high for a strike, or for a ball, I guess. Looked like it was in the strike zone from here, but we'll go with ball 2. 2-0. Now on will definitely be at least a single. The question is, will Olsen Tingle stand around third? He was going to, and then his third base coach said, put on the brakes there, son. And now we'll have runners on the corners via a single to right field for Gunderson. And runners on the corners now for the 0 for 1 ground out Alex Roden. He grounded out on a 1-3.
Number 6, Alex Roden.
As Widmer would pick it up and toss it over to Gunderson, or check that, Swanson at first base. Runners on for the Haymakers, Josh Gunderson at first and Aiden Olsen-Tinglestad at third. Once again, Roden 0 for 1 with a ground out on a 1-3. And the pitch will float outside for a ball. 1-0. Well, I said on our pregame show that, well, our really abbreviated pregame show, that we'd probably be out of here by about 9:30, and it looks like the pace of this one may allow that to actually happen, as we're approaching 9 o'clock right now. Might be closer to 9:15, depending on the outcome of the next 4 outs. How long it takes for Devils Lake to get 4 outs. That pitch comes up high, and the bases are loaded for the Casselton Haymakers for Devin Donnelly, who made a fantastic diving catch out in right center field to end the bottom half of the third.
7, Devin Donnelly.
Swing of the bat here could get 2 runs across the plate for Casselton. It'd be huge confidence booster. We'll see what Donnelly can do here. And that one will, I believe it came off the left shoe of Aiden Mosier. Mosier able to keep the ball in front of him and not let it get too far off to the right side of the batter's box to keep the runners on base. 1-0 as a result. And the 1-0 wind up in the delivery, and that one's going to be popped up and taken off his mask as Mosier, but won't be able to make a play on that one as it hits the roof of the press box here. Foul away for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. And we have a new catcher. It's Nate Gradsgaard. I don't know why I struggle with that one here. That one is going to be popped up, and Casselton's on the board. Wild pitch will score Olsen-Tinglestad from third. And now will advance the other 2 runners 90 feet as well. And so a straight switch between catcher and second base as Aiden Mosier will move to second, and Gradsgaard will come behind the plate to catch. (3-2), and they're going to call it a strike, and that will end the inning. Caught foul tip to end the inning, and we'll see Jacob Green, Hunter Swanson, and Parker Villandre in the bottom of the 4th. Storm lead 5-1. If they need insurance runs, I'm not sure, but 1 or 2 certainly wouldn't hurt. And we'll see if they can add any extra runs. and make it a little bit tougher for Casselton in the bottom of the 5th, or in the top of the 5th. But first, the bottom of the 4th is next here on the Hendy Sports Channel.
This stage is nowhere near Broadway, and none of these actors will be accepting an Oscar anytime soon. Still, they are rehearsing for something important. While they learn their lines, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, that everyone has a part to play. Skills that will make them stars long after the curtain falls. The National Federation of State High School Associations reminds you that when kids take part in high school activities, they get set for life.
All right, welcome back here as we go to the bottom of the 4th now. Get that changed. There we go. 5-1. Casselton got the 1 run on a wild pitch, scoring Aiden Olsen-Tingelstad from 3rd. And that's the only run so far for Casselton. They have 3 outs to work with in the top of the 5th. And they'll need 4 runs, assuming that they can keep Devil's Lake from plating some here in the bottom of the 4th. So you could say it's a big inning for Jacob Green. I would not
Number 0, Jacob Green.
be so quick to say that a 4-run lead would be a comfortable lead. Both teams have 7 hits. And Casselton 1 error. Haymakers have left 5 on base. The Storm have left 4 on base so far. And we have hit the 1-hour mark of this ball game. First pitch came at 7:59, and it's now, well, a few seconds shy of 8:59. So 59 minutes and a lot of seconds, we'll put it that way. Pitch 52 here for Max Kabervig. A drop strike. It'll go into the books as a strike for Jacob Green. Green 0 for 1, fly out, and a sac fly to left center field for one of the 5 runs for Devil's Lake. Swing and a miss. He reached for as it went outside and paid the price. 0-2. Now we're at the 1-hour mark of the ball game. I guess the first pitch was maybe a ball. The scoreboard's showing 1-1. I have 0-2. We'll see if the ump can give us a hand count on that. Now I'll be popped up and fouled, and now there's definitely 2 strikes. Okay, so no balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. That's a strikeout on what we believe was 3 pitches.
Shortstop number 1, Hunter Swanson.
Hunter Swanson 0 for 2, a fly out and a ground out. The fly out was to Max Kabervig down the first base line, and then the ground out was on a 4-3 Andrew Volk to Crescent on the throw out at first. And the pitch. Outside for a ball, 1-0. Hunter Swanson once again the batter, no runners on, 1 away here in the bottom of the 4th and a 4-run lead for the Devil's Lake Storm. We'll see Parker Villandre for sure this inning, and maybe Michael Widmer. Excuse me. Right down the middle. Excellent pitch there by Kabervig, and that's a strike, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, no runners on. 1 hour and 1 minute into the ball game. So a lot of 1s there. And the 1-1. Just missed outside, 2-1. A lot of red here in the fan section. I can only presume that majority of them are Casselton Haymaker fans. That one will take a weird hop and stay fair, and they'll be good for a 1-3 ground out. Looked like that one was going to go foul possibly, and it, like I said, took a weird spin and a hop and stayed fair. And that's 2 away now, and now we'll see Parker Villandre, who's 1 for 2. A single to center field and a pop out to center field. Now catch the corner up high for a strike. I wonder, it might be a sympathy strike. It looked a little high. I mean, there's been pitches that high before that were called balls in this game, so I don't know. That one's going to be lifted up into shallow right, and 3 players chasing after it, and making the catch is the second baseman, Andrew Volk, to end the inning. So, Casselton will have one more chance. They have 3 outs to work with and need at least 4 runs. Michael Widmer will toss pitch number 50, assuming no changes occur, and we'll be back after this to conclude this one or extend it. We'll see which one it is when we come back after this on the ND Sports Channel.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level in my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
Download Game Time today.
All right, Max Cobberig, he's the leadoff batter here in the top of the 5th for the Haymakers. He'll face pitch number 50 from Mike Widmer. And here's pitch 50, low and outside for a ball. Cobberig 1 for 2, a single on the left center, and then a ground out on a 6-3 in that order on his 2 plate appearances so far in this game. 2-0 the count now. It's 51 pitches, 31 of them have been strikes. And the 2-0 delivery inside for a ball, and that came dangerously close to nicking the upper left thigh of Max Cobberig. 3 balls and no strikes, and the 3-0. Swung on and chopped towards third. Picked up, it'll remain fair. Fired across the diamond, and that's good for a 5-3 ground out and 1 away. Andrew Volk.
Second baseman, number 2, Andrew Volk.
He's 2 for 2 with 2 singles to about the same spot in left center. And if he could turn that into 3 for 3 with maybe a double, that would be huge for the Haymakers here. They certainly need some sort of life here, and that's not really going to help. That's going to be a little roller towards the pitcher, and Widmer will pick it up, fire it over to Swanson for the 1-3, and that's 2 away.
Shortstop, number 13, Brady Sinner.
So 2 away in Brady Sinner. We'll face pitch 55 and 1 hour 6 minutes time of the game so far. And Casselton Haymakers down to their last out and down to their last 2 strikes. Unless Sinner can get on base. He's 0 for 1 with a fly out to deep center field his last time at the plate. Matter of fact, that was the one to end the inning that we weren't sure if he made the catch or we thought it was a ground rule double. Even after that play occurred, I looked over and talking to one of the guys in the press box here, he thought similar thoughts as I did. We weren't sure what happened there, but it was a catch to end the inning as the final result. 1-2 the count now to Brady Sinner. Swing and a miss and a drop third strike, and the throw up to first will end the game. Your final score, the Devils Lake Storm 5, the Casselton Haymakers 1. We'll take a timeout, and when we come back, we'll wrap this thing up and get you set for tomorrow's action right here on the ND Sports Channel. Also select the player of the game and all that other good stuff. When we come back after this, we'll be playing another, apparently we're playing another half inning here. So no final score yet, friends. I was told it was a 5-inning game, right? Okay. Even the guy in the press box thought it was a 5-inning game. So, tell you what, we'll take a break and we'll be right back. We'll figure this out.
Download Game Time today.
All right, welcome back. So we go to the bottom of the 5th, and we'll see if maybe it's another 7-inning game. I don't know. I guess we'll find out when the game finally goes final and the players stop playing. There's going to be a bunt that goes right back to Coppervig. He'll fire it over to first for the out on a 1-3 off the bunt by Widmer.
Catcher number 9, Nate Radsgard.
Yeah, we were told it's a 5-inning game, and well, the team that's leading shouldn't have to play the bottom of the inning if that was a 5-inning game. So apparently this is going to be longer than 5 innings. And that one will be a miss for a ball, 1-0. One hour, 10 minutes time of the game so far. So you get some bonus baseball. I guess you could look at it that way. That'd be grounded foul down the first baseline. Nate Gradsgard is the batter. Aaron Johnson on deck. And that one will be lifted up, foul, and out of play. Just behind the Devil's Lake dugout. And just so you may have noticed it on that camera pan there, we're not going through a screen. That's actually the protective netting that you see there. Two the count, and the pitch is up high for a full count, 3-2. So here's the payoff pitch. Strike, got him.
Right fielder number 11, Aaron Johnson.
Something tells me that if this is a 5-inning game, that this will come to an end here. I just, the only thing that I don't understand is if that is the case, why they played the bottom of the 5th. But no complaints. You get extra baseball. Get to stay here a little bit longer. Enjoy what I do, so I'm all for extra innings. Yeah, even though I'm sure there's a few here that may not be, but I'm not one of those people. 1-1 the count to Aaron Johnson's 2 for 2 with 2 singles. One snuck by Gunderson down the third base line, his first at bat in here in this game. And the other one just went over the head of Sinner into left center, over the shortstop Sinner. And now it's 1-1. 2-1. I say that with a little bit of uncertainty in my voice. And here's the 2-1 delivery. Ouch. That one hit the bat? It must have hit the bat. That's the second time I thought a batter got hit, and it actually hit the bat. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. No runners on, and tipped it foul. Will remain 2-2. Once again, we'll be here tomorrow for 2 games against the Grand Forks Blues. So be sure to tune in for that. Tell your friends up in Grand Forks that the game will be on. And once again, I know that Minot, I can't remember who they were playing off the top of my head, but I know their game was streamed on their Twitter account at Minot Baseball. So you can catch the conclusion of that game if it hasn't finished up yet as well. That one will be popped up. Running in is the center fielder Donnelly to make the grab, and that will end the inning. And will that be the final is the question. I guess we'll find out here momentarily. And no, we'll head to the top of the 6th. That's how it appears anyway. So might be a full 7-inning game. That's what we're going to assume from here on out. So back in a moment here on the ND Sports Channel. The North Dakota Softball All-Stars podcast with Tim Howe keeps you up to date year-round on the sport of softball in the state of North Dakota. Coach and player interviews, who's going to which college to play softball, and that just barely scratches the surface of this excellent softball podcast. It's every week during the softball season and every month during the off season. Catch every episode on the ND Sports Channel here on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Download Game Time today.
Brady Robinson.
All right, Brady Robinson will lead things off here in the top of the 6th and what we believe is a 7-inning game. So we will not be out of here by 9:15 because it is now 9:15 right now. Originally, back in inning number 1, suggested approximately 9:30. That could maybe happen, but I'm going to say a little bit closer to 9:40 now, and depending on how these innings go. To the best of our knowledge, Casselton's down to 6 outs. We'll put it that way. Brady Robinson facing a count of 2 balls and a strike. He's 1 for 2 with a single, and then was tagged out on a drop third strike. That ball will escape the glove. Pass ball will go into the books as a ball, and a 3-1 count to Brady Robinson. We're at 1 hour, 17 minutes time of the game so far. Time of the broadcast, including our very short pregame show, 1 hour, 19 minutes. That'll be a hopper down the third base line. That'll go foul, and he'll have to come back and do the 3-1 over with a new count of 3-2. So we have a north-northwest wind at 8 now, still hanging around at 72, because that one's going to hang itself into the center field, and it'll be caught there by Jacob Green for the first out of the inning, bringing up Aiden Olsen-Tingelstad.
Right fielder number 8, Aiden Olsen-Tingelstad.
Here's the windup and the delivery of the pitch to Olsen-Tingelstad, and they'll come in over the stripe of the batter's box for a strike. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 2. A 3/4 swing and a miss, if you want to be exact about it. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Olsen-Tingelstad down on 3 pitches, and that brings up Jacob Cresson.
First baseman number 1, Jacob Cresson.
2 away here in the top of the 6th, and a 4-run lead for the Devils Lake Storm. Jacob Cresson would love to punch one out into the outfield and maybe get a double and see if the Haymakers can't chop 1 or 2 more off that deficit on the scoreboard. And that one will indeed go into center field. It'll be good for a single. I was not predicting the future there. That was just coincidence, friends. All right, so next up is Josh Gunderson.
Third baseman number 11, Josh Gunderson.
Batter number 8 in the lineup with Alex Roden on deck, and then Devin Donnelly, top of the order, in the hole, but there is 2 outs, so it'll take some work to get those guys up to the plate. That pitch comes across for a strike to Josh Gunderson as we hit the 1 hour, 20-minute mark of the ball game. 0-1 now to the 1-for-2. Gunderson fly out and a single in that order on his 2 plate appearances here in game number 2. And here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and lifted up high. And drifting back into deep center field, and that will end the inning. Jacob Green will make the catch, and now we'll head to the bottom of the 6th. And we'll be back after this on the ND Sports Channel. Did you know that every single game on the Magnitude Sports Media Network can be watched live on your home television screen using the YouTube app? And it's easy, so very easy, with 3 very easy steps. First, log on to the YouTube app on your smart TV or another device like a PlayStation, Xbox, or 4K Blu-ray player. Then search or select Magnitude Sports Media Network, select the live feed, find your team's playlist, or browse the extensive game library and watch any of the previous games on demand 24/7 at your convenience. We'd appreciate it if you were to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/Magnitude Sports Media Network. Then tap on the bell and get email and mobile alerts every time we go on the air. On the ND Sports Channel, Minnesota Sports Station, SD Sports Vision, or Magnitude Sports Radio. Thanks so much for watching the Magnitude Sports Media Network. Welcome back, bottom of the 6th. It's a 5-1 lead for the Storm, and Connor Larson, he'll step up to the plate for the first time this evening as the coach will come out to make the change official with the umpire. And then let's see here who's on deck. It is number 3. And that is Caleb Schneider who is on deck. So Connor Larson followed by Caleb Schneider for the first two batters, and we'll see if batter 3 is or is not Justin Mosier. Or check that, Justin Blake, I meant to say. And the pitch from Carvervig down the middle for a strike. Maybe not. Ball 1. Came in a little low below the knees there of Larson. And that one will just barely miss on the outside for a ball as well. We saw Carvervig earlier in the game having some trouble with pitches down the middle that are either too high or too low. Couldn't quite get it just right. There's a swing and a miss, and that one, whether it was high or low, that's a strike regardless. And it's 2-1 now to Connor Larson. There's the windup in the 2-1 delivery outside for a ball, 3-1. So the 3-2 count
Now batting for the Devils Lake
turns
Storm,
into a
number
strikeout
3,
looking.
Caleb Schneider.
And that brings up Caleb Schneider. And we'll have don't have a number 6 on my lineup. Oh, it's number 5. That's probably why. Barrett Connor is on deck. Caleb Schneider, the batter right now. That pitch will come in a little bit low for a ball. 2-0 now to Caleb Schneider. 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th and a 5-1 lead for the Devils Lake Storm. Here's the windup in the 2-0. In for a strike, 2-1. Now it'll come across for a strike to even the count out, but 2-2. Got a message a moment ago saying that the feed was offline. I just double checked it, and yeah, we are looking at the live monitor. We are still on. So my recommendation would be to hit refresh on your browser. I'm not sure what may have happened, but we are at 100% on our end. So just a heads up on that. Of course, if you miss any of the game, it'll be available for a 24/7 replay. That one's going out into center field, and running in and making the grab is Devin Donnelly, and he's made some great running grabs in these last 2 games here.
Now batting for the Storm, number 5, Barrett Connor.
Once again, if you missed any of the game or if you had issues on your end, the game will be available for a 24/7 replay. You just go to our website under game replay. You can click the watch button and watch it anytime, 24 hours a day at your convenience. You can fast forward, rewind, all that good stuff. Fast forward and rewind, and all those are terms from the VCR days back in the early 90s, but it's still the same concept. That was a quarter swing, you could say, that got fouled away down the third base line towards the Storm dugout. Once again, the batter is Barrett Connor. And on deck is, let's see here, Hayden Van Steenvert, if I'm saying that right, and I'm guessing I'm not. Van Steen, I got it right. The third part, I'm not sure if I got that right. But he is on deck, and we'll do the best we can here with those pronunciations. Barrett Connor, 2 balls, 2 strikes. He'll step out of the batter's box there. Now he'll step back in. He's called time quickly there. Readjust himself, and now the 2-2 delivery. Caught the outside edge for a strike. Strikeout looking, and that will end the inning. We'll head to the top of the 7th. 1 hour and 28 minutes into the game so far through 6 innings of play. Casselton, 1 run on 8 hits, no Devils Lake errors, and 6 left on base. Devils Lake, 5 runs on 7 hits, 1 Casselton error, and 4 left on base. Once again, time of the game, 1 hour and 28 minutes. Pending changes, the scheduled batters are Alex Roden, Devin Donnelly, and Max Kobervig. 9, 1, and 2, and we return with the top of the 7th after this on the Andy Sports Channel.
National studies show that students who participate in activities like music, sports, and drama not only have better grades and attendance, but they develop the character to handle adversity, the grace to accept defeat, and the self-confidence to start over. Take part. Get set for life.
Top of the 7th, Alex Roden will lead things off here for the Haymakers, and he'll send that one out into left field where the catch is made by what we presume to be Justin Blake. Let me take a peek through the binoculars here to be sure on that.
Center fielder number 7, Devin Donnelly.
Check that. Left fielder is now Caleb Schneider, according to what I saw through the binoculars. So Devin Donnelly. As they did not make the catch, runner on first, I believe is Alex Roden. Okay, I just got the thumbs up. So that'll be a single on the shallow left field for Roden. Now Donnelly will foul this one away, and the 1-2 count turns into a 1-2 count. That's 75 pitches for Widmer now. 49 strikes, 26 balls. 1 hour and 31 minutes time of the game. Said we'd be out of here by 9:40, possibly. Unless Casselton scores 4 here in the top of the 7th, I would presume that would end the game. But I've learned in the last 20 minutes to not jump to conclusions like that. Head first steal for Alex Roden as Nate Gradsgaard was not able to collect the ball to make the throw up to second as it kind of popped out of his glove. Inside, that hit him. Donnelly advances to first via hit by a pitch. That brings up Max Coppervig. And we'll have a visit to the mound here. Let's go ahead and check the latest weather. We're down to 68 degrees under a partly cloudy sky now. On our way to a low of 57. North wind out of the north, obviously, by 6 miles per hour. And the nearest lightning strike is 589 miles away. Yes, I do have that information. Let's see here. Once again, north wind at 6. Slight breeze. UV is at 6 right now.
Max Coppervig.
A little extra information that you don't normally get on your average baseball broadcast there. So runners on first and second. That's Alex Roden on second, Devin Donnelly on first, and now Alex Roden will lift that one up into center field. Coming in is Jacob Green, and he made the catch. So one away and still 2 runners on. Andrew Volk will give it a shot this time.
Number 2, Andrew Volk.
Legion baseball score update for you here. Fargo Post 2, I believe that's the Fargo Jets, if I'm not mistaken. Split with Grand Forks today. Fargo Post 2 won the first game 13-0, and they would drop game 2 by the score of 3-2. So the Grand Forks Blues and Fargo Post 2 get a 1 win on each other. If we get any other scores, we will pass that along to you. That one's going to be popped up, foul territory, and out of. Oh, it hit a dog that was sitting there. That black dog, it hit him as he was just kind of chilling out, resting there, right on the back. And well, good thing that the dog's okay. I've seen fans get hit with a ball, but never a dog before. Can they turn the double play? I think they did. They did. What a play there. That is a 6-4-3 double play to end the inning.
Game 2 final score.
And to end the game as well.
5, and the Casselton Haymakers 1.
So earlier when we went to a final score, it was 5-1. And now it is 5-1. So, once again, we'll be back here tomorrow with the Haymakers game against the Grand Forks Blues, and more on that and more on this one to wrap things up when we come back after this here on the ND Sports Channel on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Download Game Time today.
Magnitude Sports Media Network is your home for all types of sports programming, primarily covering 3 states. North Dakota matchups are on the ND Sports Channel. Minnesota matchups are on the Minnesota Sports Station. South Dakota matchups are on SD Sports Vision. And all other matchups are on Magnitude Sports Vision. Plus, all radio broadcasts can be heard on Magnitude Sports Radio. It's a whole lot of sports, and it's all right here on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
Good sportsmanship. It will carry you further in life than sports. Growing up in North Dakota, I learned to respect my opponents, the coaches, and the officials. The values of fairness and teamwork carried me to the highest level of my sport and allowed me to live my dream of playing football in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're on the stage, the playing field, or in the stands. We are all better when we show respect for others and practice good sportsmanship. Carry yourself with dignity. Being gracious makes the losses easier and the victories that much sweeter. So when the lights on the playing field, the stage, or the gym floor dim, you'll always have pride in yourself.
This stage is nowhere near Broadway, and none of these actors will be accepting an Oscar anytime soon. Still, they are rehearsing for something important. While they learn their lines, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, that everyone has a part to play. Skills that will make them stars long after the curtain falls. The National Federation of State High School Associations reminds you that when kids take part in high school activities, they get set for life.
The North Dakota Softball All-Stars podcast with Tim Howe keeps you up to date year-round on the sport of softball in the state of North Dakota. Coach and player interviews, who's going to which college to play softball, and that just barely scratches the surface of this excellent softball podcast. It's every week during the softball season and every month during the off-season. Catch every episode on the ND Sports Channel here on the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
National studies show that students who participate in activities like music, sports, and drama not only have better grades and attendance, but they develop the character to handle adversity, the grace to accept defeat, and the self-confidence to start over. Take part. Get set for life. Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
Did you know that every single game on the Magnitude Sports Media Network can be watched live on your home television screen using the YouTube app? And it's easy, so very easy, with 3 very easy steps. First, log on to the YouTube app on your smart TV or another device like a PlayStation, Xbox, or 4K Blu-ray player. Then search or select Magnitude Sports Media Network, select the live feed, find your team's playlist, or browse the extensive game library and watch any of the previous games on demand 24/7 at your convenience. We'd appreciate it if you were to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can find us on YouTube at youtube.com/Magnitude Sports Media Network. Then tap on the bell and get email and mobile alerts every time we go on the air. On the ND Sports Channel, Minnesota Sports Station, SD Sports Vision, or Magnitude Sports Radio. Thanks so much for watching the Magnitude Sports Media Network.
This isn't Madison Square Garden. These drills probably won't make anyone a #1 draft pick. But these players are practicing for something important. While they work on their jump shots, they're also learning teamwork, discipline, self-confidence, how to deal with wins and losses. Skills that will make them winners long after they leave the court. Support high school activities in your community, because when kids take part, they get set for life.
All right, welcome back. Here, your final score in game number 2. Once again, the Devils Lake Storm knocked off the Haymakers 5-1. And coming up in the post-game show here, we'll take a look at the updated team's profiles, take a look at the upcoming schedule, and select the player of the game, and all that good stuff as your post-game show starts and wraps up right about now. For the Devils Lake Storm, they improved to 7-5. They are now 2-1 on the road. They've plated 76 runs. They've allowed 57 runs. They'll have the Grand Forks Blues on July 16th in a doubleheader, and then they'll see Valley City post 60, and then they'll get the Fargo Jets, which was rescheduled from yesterday, July 9th, due to the rain and the storms that we had over the last couple of days. And then that'll wrap up the regular season, pending any more reschedulings, and you'll see the regional tournament in Valley City and the state tournament in Bismarck, should the Storm make it. I would say that they have a pretty good chance of being in the contention for that state tournament and the regional tournament, but we'll have to see how things play out over the next week and a half or so. For the home team, the Casselton Haymakers, well, they fall now to 2-9 overall on the year. And 0-4 here at home, 2-5 on the road, win percentage of .222. They've played at 34 and allowed 72. They'll have the Grand Forks Blues right here on this very same field tomorrow here on the ND Sports Channel, a doubleheader. 7-inning and a 5-inning, possibly 2 7-inning games. We'll see. And then Wahpeton post 20 down at John Randall Field in Wahpeton on the 16th. They'll see Kindred post 117 here at home on the 17th, and then they'll, right after they finish that Kindred game, they'll square off with the West Fargo Aces, a game that was supposed to be played yesterday but was not due to the storms we had over the last couple of days. That was a game we intended to broadcast, but unfortunately due to its rescheduling date, we were not going to be able to make that game, and we apologize for that. And then on the 18th, the Fargo Jets, and then once again the regional tournament in Valley City and the state tournament in Bismarck on the 23rd of July through the 4th of August. So that wraps up the two team profiles here. Time now to select a player of the game, and your player of the game is brought to you by Game Time, presented by Game Time. Download the app and save a ton of money on great seats at your favorite sporting events, concerts, comedians, and more. And your player of the game is going to be Aaron Johnson of the Devils Lake Storm. He had 3 plate appearances, 3 at-bats, 2 runs, 2 hits for 2 singles, and 2 RBIs. Batted 1,000. And on-base percentage of 1,000 as well. So Devils Lake Storm's Aaron Johnson will be our player of the game here for this one. Games on demand. If you go to our website, msportsnet.com, you can watch these games again, and any of the games that are broadcasted here on the ND Sports Channel. As you can see on your screen right there, the first game's already available to watch on 24/7 replay, and the second game, that says currently in progress, will be available within about 15-20 minutes after the conclusion of our post-game show. And a lot of times it's a lot sooner than that, more like 5 to 10 minutes, but we say 10 to 20 to be on the safe side. If you click on our stream schedule on our website, you'll come to this screen on our website, and you'll see all the upcoming games. There will actually be 2 games there between the Blues and the Haymakers. And then we have some of our fall schedule coming together here slowly but surely, and that will be updated over the next month or so to include a lot more games than what you see there at the moment. We're still determining where we're going to be and all that good stuff. So you can find us online. Once again, our website, msportsnet.com, or you can find us on Twitter. Each of our stations have their own Twitter channel. You can see those Twitter handles right there. We're on YouTube at Magnitude Sports Media Network. We'd love it if you were to subscribe to our channel and help us get a little bit closer to that 1,000 mark. I think we're approaching the 700 area right now. We'd certainly appreciate a subscription, even if you don't tap on the bell. We prefer that you at least subscribe. And then you can find us and like us and follow us on Facebook too, facebook.com/msportsnet.com. Thanks so much for watching. Your final scores once again in Game 1, it was the Storm on a play at the plate in the top of the 8th to win 4-3 in 8 innings. And then Game 2, the Storm take care of things early and jump out to an early lead and hang on to it, winning 5-1 in Game number 2. So your preceding was a live production of the ND Sports Channel and Magnitude Sports Media Network station. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow at about 4:30, 4:45 for pregame for the Casselton Haymakers and the Grand Forks Blues right here on the ND Sports Channel and the Magnitude Sports Media Network. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great evening.